Hey guys, so today I wanted to do a Dia de los Muertos wreath. I'm going to be putting this on my altar and I wanted to share with you how I'm going to make this. So the supplies, as always, are going to vary with whatever you want to use. But I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to use. So I have some mesh tubing here. I have this little sign here that hangs. I might tear it apart and then maybe use this. I'm not sure. I picked this up at the 99-cent store, as well as this ribbon here. I picked up at the 99-cent store. And then this roll of mesh I picked up at the 99-cent store. The mesh tubing I got at the Dollar Tree. Same thing with this big old sugar skull. And this ribbon I picked up at the Dollar Tree as well. I may use this also, this ribbon here. That one's for Michael's. This is for Michael's, this mesh. And these masks right here I picked up at the 99-cent store. So, and then we're gonna have a glue gun, glue sticks. You need some pipe cleaner and scissors. I think this is all I'm going to use. I don't know. I may use some other stuff. But I just wanted to give you guys an idea of what to do with, or how to make a Dia de los Muertos wreath. I have this wreath here. This is a grapevine wreath. Does it say how many inches it is? It does not. But I'm going to be using this wreath here. And I'm just going to go ahead and start putting it together, and then I will show you as I go along. So stay tuned and let's see what we come up with. So I also found this ribbon that I had in my stash, so I might use this ribbon as well. So we'll see what I'm gonna end up using, guys. I don't know what I'm gonna end up using, but first things first. Okay, so what we're gonna do, take off that little, I'm going to use my mesh. Now, I have bought a big roll of mesh, but I figured I had this one already open, and I don't have that much left, so I'm going to go ahead and use this. This mesh here, I'm thinking of maybe kind of doing something like that. I don't know. This is 10-inch roll, so I'm going to go ahead and just gather it at the end like this. And then I'm going to leave a little tail. Okay, I'm just going to leave a little tail. Now the tail is going to be about 5 inches long. And then I have this pipe cleaner here. All you're going to do with the pipe cleaner is you're going to try to find a little area where you can kind of stick it down in between the vines. And have it, let me let go of that, and have it come up at another area. Let's see. All right, there we go. See, just like that. It's inside. Oops, sorry guys. Oops. Can you guys see how it's in between these twigs here? Okay, let me let Dodger in. All right, so I already have my pipe cleaner in my wreath. So what I'm going to do now, look at all these. I'm not worried about all these little extra long strands. So, but I'm going to go ahead and secure my mesh in here. You're not going to tighten it completely because we're going to go back to that. Okay, so you're going to decide how far apart you want your loops. So this is going to vary in how many you want and how puffy you want those loops. I'm going to just let my mesh do whatever it wants. So it's trying to go that way. You guys can see it's trying to curve that way. So I'm just going to go ahead and let it curve that way. And then I'll secure it right here with another pipe cleaner. So I'm going to do the same thing. Go in between the branches. It takes a little finagling, but you can get it in there. And there I have my pipe cleaner. And then now I'm just going to go ahead and I'm not securing it completely. And then how many ever loops you want to add, you can do 2, 3, 4, whatever you want. This one's starting to come a little this way, so I'm going to go ahead and use that. I'm not going to let go this time though of my mesh. I'm holding it with, there we go. And then I'm just going to secure that one. Again, you don't want to secure it too much. And I think I might do just 3 loops. Now before you cut your mesh, make sure that you got everything the way you want it. I think I'm going to do those 3. Now I'm going to cut my mesh. So as you guys can see, I just went ahead and secured my mesh right through the grapevine. I stuck the pipe cleaner and then just did my little loops. I just did 3 loops right there, as you guys can see. And then now what I'm going to do is I'm going to figure out, I'm going to end up putting my ribbon and all that, but I think I'm going to use these masks here. And now I need to figure out how I want to set these guys up. I wanted to get my mesh in first. That way I know how much I have to play with right here. You can do it the opposite way. You can put on your mask or your whatever you're going to put here on first and then go through your mesh. I mean, you can do this however you want it. This is how I'm doing mine. So now I'm going to go ahead and play around with the position of these masks. And then I will glue them down. And then I'll be back to show you how it looks and then what the next step was going to be. All right, you guys. So I think I like my placement like this. It's just, I'm struggling right now to try to let it stay on here. They're falling. But I like my placement something like this. Something similar to this. And I'm going to go ahead and glue them. And then, you know what I did? I stand up my wreath. And then I start placing them to see where I want them. Or, you know, you can leave it flat and then just stand up as you're adjusting. So that way you could see how it looks. Don't ever glue anything down until you're sure on the placement. Because once you glue it down, it is going to be very difficult to try to take it out. You know, to, reposition it somewhere else. So make sure that it is where you want it to be. And then you can glue it down. So I'm going to go ahead and glue these guys down and then I'll be right back. Okay, you guys, so let me tell you something about these masks. What I did is I snipped the back of the elastic to hold your mask up, and I shouldn't have done that. I cut them off, and what I should have done is cut the elastic in half. That way I have a way to tie them on to the wreath. I had a little trouble trying to glue it. So what I did was I glued them as best I could. And then I had, as you guys can see right here, pipe cleaner. And I just tied it to the back. Ouch. Let me show you guys. See? This one right here, you're going to be able to see right there. So I'm trying to glue it as much as I can so you can't really see it. But these masks were a little too much. Oop, I just moved it and I just glued it. Hold on, let me get this back in place. All right, that's the best it's going to be. But here they are. These masks are a little difficult to use on a wreath, but I wanted to show you guys that, you can see right there. You could see it. I'm going to get all those glue webs off of there right now, but hopefully I can glue it down enough where I can take that pipe cleaner off. If not, well, that's going to have to stay. But I do have pipe cleaner there. And then if you guys can see right there, I have a black one right there. Just trying to hold it down. So that was the most difficult part. So I'm sorry I didn't get to show you guys how I did that. But now I'm going to move on to the next step. And that's probably going to be using this mesh here from the Dollar Tree. I've got to figure out what I'm going to do with it, how I'm going to use it. And then I will be right back. All right, you guys, so what I did was I wanted to try this before I showed you guys. So I grabbed my mesh from the Dollar Tree. You know, it's a really small mesh. So what I did was I cut I cut a 25-inch piece of this mesh here, and I tried to scrunch it up as best as I can, and then I put it right in here with the other mesh. Now let me show you guys what I mean. So I just rolled out my mesh, and I cut 25 inches of it. All right, I cut 25 inches of it, and then I'm going to scrunch it up. And I like to hold my mesh from right here, because when you're scrunching it up, it kind of tends to get all wonky. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hold it so it can kind of look like a little flower. So let's see. So you start right in the middle of your mesh, and you start pinching it. And I want to keep it straight as best as I can. So that's why I'm holding this in the middle like this. Mesh as, you know, love or hate mesh. See how now, see what I mean? Like it starts to curve away. So that's what I'm trying not to accomplish. I want it to look somewhat like a little butterfly or flower. I hate mesh. I love it, but I hate it. All right. All right. And then I'll kind of like spread it out. And so that's what you're getting. Again, don't worry about all the little strings. So then what I'm going to do is I have my pipe cleaner right here. I'm just going to open it up, and every loop has its, at the end of each loop you have the pipe cleaner. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to open up my pipe cleaner, being careful not to let go of my mesh. And then I'm just going to go ahead and secure it again, but I'm not tightening it yet. And then I'm going to kind of spread it out there, and there you go. So now I'm going to do that to the remainder. Let's see how many do I have? 2 more. So I have 2 more, so I'm going to do that 2 more times, and then I'm going to go ahead and move on to my next step. Okay, you guys, so what I decided to do was cut my ribbon in about 10-inch strips to 11-inch strips. And oh, before I show, look at how cute my mug is. My sister had bought this. No, was it my sister or my daughter? One of them bought me this mug at not Disneyland, Knott's Berry Farm. Isn't that cute? And it has my name on there. And I'm wearing, of course, I told you guys I was going to wear this every time I did a Halloween tutorial. So, yeah, I wanted to match with my mug. So, all right, let's get into this. So, now what we're going to do is we're going to grab our ribbon. And I decided to use all of my ribbon here. And even this one here. This is Christmas ribbon, by the way. And I saw it upstairs and said, you know what? It goes with my color of one of my masks, so I'm going to go ahead and use it. And I'm just going to cut 10 to 11-inch strips of the ribbon. And then y'all have seen me do this before, you know. And then I'm just going to go ahead and chevron the ends and then put it in each of these pipe where the pipe cleaners are at. And then what I did was I curled the pipe cleaner so it looks like it's, you know, little curly Sues coming out. And then you could barely see the yellow in the bottom, which I like that. So I'm going to go ahead and do all of the rest of these, and then I will be back to see what else I'm gonna do to it. I'm not sure because this part kind of looks plain, so I don't know if I might do something on this side. But I'm gonna finish doing these, and then I'll be right back. All right, let me show you really quickly how I accomplished this. I just realized that maybe you haven't seen my videos before and haven't seen how I do these. So let me show you. Once you've cut your strips to the length that you want, and you've already chevroned the ends, you just grab your ribbon, and then I like to fold it a little just to see my middle point, and then you scrunch it right in the middle, in the center, okay, so it's even. Can you see that? Then I like to get the next one, do the same thing. At the bottom, I want to make sure that they're the way I want them to be. Oops, see, that one's facing down. So you want them facing up. Your pattern is always facing up. So you just basically scrunch, put them together, grab the next one, do the same thing in the middle, put it together, scrunch it in the middle, same thing. But what I like to do is I like to make sure I see that it's all the way across like a little flower. So that way when I set it in, it's just easy to just tie it and then just spread it out. All right, you see how it looks like a little flower? Now I'm gonna go ahead and come over here. Hold it down, you don't wanna lose this. And then just open up your pipe cleaner. Put your ribbon right on top, still holding on. I'm holding on with this hand, the mesh and my ribbon. And then I'm just gonna grab my pipe cleaner. Where is it at? Where am I? I gotta do it with this hand, sorry guys. I'm right-handed, so it makes it a little difficult. There we go. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and tie it off. I'm gonna spread everything out before I completely tie it down. All right, so there it is. Now these, I'm just gonna go ahead and secure this really good, nice and tight. All right, and then you can use your finger to kind of curl them. Do little curly sues like that. You can grab a pencil and wrap it around a pencil. I mean, you can, you know, do this if you like. But I like to use just my fingers. Just something just a little wonky like that. Can you see that? Just like that. And there you go. So I'm going to finish the other two and then I'll be right back. I'm thinking about using this mesh tubing. I guess that's what it's called. I'm not exactly sure. But anyway, I'm thinking of using this. So what I'm thinking of doing is just grabbing my tubing, get a pipe cleaner. I'm just going to make loops. And all I'm going to do, kind of like a bow, you know, but it's not a bow. I'm just going to keep going, making little loops here. And I think I'm going to do maybe 4 loops on each side. I'm just going back and forth. There's 3, there's 4, and I'm keeping them all the same size. All right, there we are. Then I'm going to pinch the middle, grab my pipe cleaner, and then go ahead and tie that off. My pipe cleaner doesn't have to be this long, which I'm probably going to end up cutting it right now. And then I'm just going to twist. Let me cut this pipe cleaner. I don't need it that long. All right. All right. So we have this little thing here that looks like a little bow. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and grab my wreath, and then back up here, I'm just going to stick my pipe cleaner right through there. in the wreath. And then kind of tie it down. Now again, the placement on yours will be different. The materials that you use is different. These are just ideas on what to do. Doesn't even have to be a grapevine wreath. You can use one of those metal wreaths, like the wreath forms, and use that. Okay. So there it is, right? Then what I'm going to do is I'm thinking of maybe coming down this way, doing something like that, a little loop. I can go ahead and use that other piece of pipe cleaner to secure that in there. Or you can glue it down. Let me get in there. It's coming, I see it. There it is. Okay. So now I'm just going to let it go however it wants to go. Maybe like that. Let me face it. Whoops. Sorry, guys. All right. So let's see. Maybe right there, like that. And then I'll just secure it. You can always hide that, the bottom right there, like that. And then just keep going. And then I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with this. So I'm going to keep on trying to intertwine it and then do all these little things to it. And then I'll come back and show you what I'm going to do with this. All right, you guys. So with these little bows thingies or whatever this, oh, you know what? I should use a purple. Before I do this, let me use a purple. I just want to use a purple. You could see this right here, the silver, and I don't want it to be noticeable. So let me change the color of the pipe cleaner. All right, so now I'm ready. Now that I changed the color of the pipe cleaner to the same color of the mesh here, all these little loops, what we're gonna do, just gonna cut right in the middle of the loops, just like that. Just cut the loops. Then you have this cute little wonky thing here. And I like the way that looks. And I did one at the bottom too. So I'm going to do the same thing here. Just cut the loops. And like little cute sunbursts. And if you don't like them, you can cut them, take it away. You can cut them down a little shorter, which is probably what I'm going to do. Cut some a little smaller. So they're not that. And then what you can do as well is add flowers to that. I don't have any flowers, I don't think. I'm gonna go look around and see what else I have to put on this wreath. And then once I'm done with it, I'm gonna show you what it looks like, and then I'll go over everything that I did to it. And then we'll be done with this tutorial. Okay, you guys, so this is what I came up with. I'm going to show you from a distance. I haven't glued the flowers down because I'm not sure about the flowers. I don't know if you guys can see. But I kept playing with it and I ended up putting this guy in the middle. I just cut the little cord that it had on there. And I just used pipe cleaner to attach it to the top, and then I just glued the little, at the ends down here, I glued the bottom of his face down here. And yeah, this is what I did. And I had this is a clip-on flower. I just clipped it on there. And then this flower I just stuck in there. Same thing with this one. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep him on there, but I will show you guys what I did do. If you guys can see right here. See that pipe cleaner, that silver pipe cleaner? I just had some little lights that I picked up a long time ago. I can do it like that, or just straight on like that. And I added them to the wreath. I intertwined it in, see, can you guys see inside the wreath? And I try to get as much, well, I tried to distribute the lights as best I could. But this is my Dia de los Muertos wreath that I'm going to put in my altar. You guys, let me know what you guys think of the flowers. Leave me in the comments below if I should leave them on or take them off. Again, they're not glued, so this is what it looks like with the flowers on. I mean, I could take them off. Okay, so I could leave the black one on, but this is the wreath without the flowers. I could take this flower off too. I think this black flower looks good there. I think it looks all right. Let me put the flowers back on. So what do you guys think with the flowers? I put the flowers in there and I don't know. Leave me a comment below if I should leave the flowers or take them off. I'm kind of debating with the flowers, but yeah, this is it. And the lights we bought on, I think it was eBay a long time ago. Because we bought a whole bunch of them. So this is how my wreath looks. I like it. I know it's not for everybody, but it is something that I created and I like. So I'm going to go ahead and put this up in my altar. Maybe you guys can pick up some ideas from this tutorial and incorporate it into your wreath. And as always, I want to thank everybody for watching. Bye.